Buongiorno and welcome back to the conclusion of the extension videos. I really hope you've enjoyed going through the step-by-step experience that we had doing the single story extension and then the double story extension, and now we're just right at the end. Just a few things that we need to do going forward that you may see or experience on the channel. Okay, so a lot of my viewers know that I am dreaming of a garden office out the back. Away from the noise, the hustle and the bustle of the house, I want a garden office. Over my pond, at the back, there's a concrete base, and we want to build like a window going across, and that's going to basically be my garden office with a view. And that has been coming for about a year and a half maybe, and hopefully 2024 will be the year that I finally get it in there. If it's not, it'll be 2025. We'll just have to see how things go. Okay, but that's the dream. The way I visualize it at the minute is at the back of the pond, there'll be a window across the back and it'll look out onto the pond, and I'll basically work in there, maybe even put a TV in there and watch football in there, create a tranquil environment away from the madness that is my kids. A sanctuary, almost. A man cave, that's what they call it. A man cave for Johnny. That's one of the things that are on the list of improvements to come to my channel, hopefully. The second thing is upstairs. We haven't spent that much time, effort or money developing the upstairs. That's why you've just seen the end of the video, which was basically where we finished a couple of years ago. There hasn't been that many changes, but we are going to be looking to do like a wet room ensuite sort of thing. Hopefully this year we'll be able to knock that out and get that done and get in contact with someone that can get that sorted. And maybe we'll share the experience with you guys as we go through it. Another thing which is my fault. As you know, I did the tiling. I did the tiling throughout the whole bottom floor. Just because the cost was ridiculous for someone to do it. And as I was going through it, it was just something that I felt if I bodged up or got wrong, I could revisit at a later date. And I was successful in laying them tiles, 80 centimetres by 80 centimetres, so big old boys going into place. And it was an experience doing that. But unfortunately, and you won't believe this, but well, you'll believe this part, but you won't believe the second part. The first part is they are cracked. On the seams, on where the old external walls were, I obviously haven't knocked down enough, laid the tiles on the lip of the old external part. So on the external part, which is here, and towards the kitchen, they've cracked. I'll pop a few pictures in here so you can see them as they've cracked along. So not a problem, not a problem. I will contact the tile company. I can't remember who it was. I'll contact the tile company and get some more ordered. I contact them and they've been discontinued. Wonderful. So basically I am no longer able to get any Velvet Moon tiles 80 centimetre by 80 centimetre in. So I would love your ideas on what you think I can do about this particular area. It's the walkthrough area. It's here. It's right there. Do you know, like the two external parts? It's just those two rows that are broken through my own laziness about not chipping down low enough. And basically over time they've just gone. But what I'm thinking of is because we've got the underfloor heating, we basically mainly have to use tiles. So we're happy with how it is here. We're happy how it is in the middle. We're happy how it is at the other end. It's just the lines across the middle, if you get me, where these external walls were. So I'm thinking if there's some tilers on here, or creatively minded people, to come up with some like ideas about this area. Maybe like a separation line with smashed up tiles in the middle. Maybe smaller tiles just to segment each area. Very much open to your suggestions, because it is something that is getting all over my noggin and drives me a little bit crazy. At the minute, we've got rugs hiding it. Then the other thing is the driveway on the front. I paid for the drop curb all the way. I'll drop a picture in here at the front. You can see we've got it's a double driveway. You can fit very squashed together, two cars in right at the end. What I want to take as the boys get older, and we're planning on living here for a long time, is I want the driveway all across the front. So I can get 5 cars on the front there. So that is another project that will be brought to you, hopefully, or I'll share with you on the channel, maybe next January. Maybe this will be a thing about the channel and it'll be coy through the summer and then random stuff during the winter. But one of the things that I want to do is the driveway all the way across the front. You can see we've put stones down here at the minute. That was just a temporary sort of make it look like it's sort of neat and tidy. finish. I'm not entirely sure about putting stones all the way across the front. Financially, it'd be a very cheap option, but with it being on a slope, I'm thinking in printed concrete, to be honest, but we have to get that drop curb back. Check this out for a little bit of a strange one, right? Applied for a drop curb, got it approved. They wouldn't drop the curb until I've got the driveway in. Now, that does make sense to a degree, but what if they turn up to drop the curb and I've spent 10, 20 grand on this lovely, beautiful, massive driveway, and they go, you know what, mate? We can't drop the curb all the way back there because it's too close to the corner, or some bizarre reason they can't do it all the way to the end. Then I've spent all that money designing something that hasn't got a drop curb. I don't know why on earth they can't put the drop curb in right now. I paid the application fee. It says it doesn't expire when I contacted the council about it. When they do it and do the drop curb, I think it's 150 quid per grey massive curb thing section, if that's making any sense to you. But yeah, a little bit of a bugbear that on mine, or maybe somebody could drop a comment to explain why that would be that way around and not the other way around. We're going to put decking just outside the door. We're originally going to do the tiles that have been discontinued from inside. They did do an outside version of it, but I've seen a lot of people and spoke to a lot of people with tiles, and they get slippy, they get dangerous, they get whatever. So it's not a great idea. We're going to do decking now, and there's going to be like a little step up to the pond, a little lip, after where the bifolds flex out to, so 1 metre out, where they stack to the right-hand side. There's going to be a little step after that 1 metre, and then into the garden, and then around the edges. Got loads and loads of plans around that. So we're looking at good decking around the edges so they can get down to the side of the pond in the winter without destroying the grass that's there. I do wish I would have put the boiler where it originally was, and I don't know why I've moved it to the other side, because the boiler would have been better suited where the fridge is, and the fridge is where the boiler is. Anyway, sore subject, costs a bloody fortune to reverse, so we're not going to go there. The other things that we're considering is an island in the middle of the sort of walkthrough, at the end of the walkthrough here, in the kitchen, just an island there plonked in the middle for storage, and basically just to break down a little bit more of the echo that seems to travel predominantly through that area. It stays in fashion and continues to be as visually pleasing as it is. I think we'll be wrapping the island up in probably that acoustic slate cladding to A, look really pretty, B is it'll stop some of the vibration and the echo going around. In fact, as I'm talking to you, I've just come up with the idea of buying an old island from somewhere, wrapping it in that, and then getting Lisa, the epoxy resin lady, to come over and do a new epoxy, woof, whiff, waff, woo, bang on top, something very pretty. That's a great idea for that little island and a cost-effective way. So you may see that in the future, okay? The other thing I do not like, and I hope the wife doesn't watch this, but the one thing that I do not like about the kitchen is them white tiles. It makes it, since they've gone on, the echo's been crazy, and I just don't like it. It reminds me of an old toilet. But don't tell the wife. I know if you're watching, babe, I'm sorry. I just don't like it. And I love that feature length window, but the one thing that's bad about it is people can see in, obviously. So, which is a window, so that's to be expected. But upstairs, sometimes that can be an issue at the lower half if you're running back from the shower or something, so the curtain always has to be drawn, even sometimes during the day. So one of the things that we're thinking about doing is putting some reflective film across the back. You know, like you used to tint your old car windows with, or I did, as a little scally reading max power. I tinted my old windows, and I remember how hard that was getting the bubbles and everything out the back of it. So it could end up looking super tacky, but I want to put like a gentle reflective film on the back. I don't want people walking past and getting the full mirror effect. I just don't want them seen in as easily as they can at the minute. So we're going to be tinting the windows to obtain some level of privacy. But yeah, that's just one of the things that's on the bucket list. Just trying to think of a few more things. I've got loads. Obviously taking down that external garage wall at the back. That's going to come down at some point. So the other thing is the spraying of the windows. Now it went well. In parts, it looks like it's going to go back to white, little dots in certain sections and stuff. It was only a temporary measure. Then windows were fitted terribly by a very big company in the UK. They're not safe and they're not stylish. So you probably guess who I mean by them. But we're naive when we bought the house, needed them as the wife was pregnant. And they got us on a bit of a need basis and put them in, thinking you can trust them. You can't trust them. They mismeasured them and botched them up and everything. You get drafts run. So anyway, sore subject. We're going to be replacing those windows and getting anthracite grey ones all the way around, because as they're sprayed and as they're useless and ill-fitting, they're a little bit of a bugbear of mine, so they'll be getting replaced. From Darren, that I hope is in the link below, with his amazing quality and price of windows. Hopefully we'll be just getting them done. And Johnny B, maybe I can bribe him or drag him or grab him and get him back here to fit those for me and get that sorted. So that's another thing, but you probably won't be able to see the difference, so I probably won't be bringing that to you. Probably just let you know, Join Coy Fish Johnny. So take care, I'll see you on the next one.